This is question 4 from Module 12. We have a company that's a regional department chain. It's only going to stay in business for one more year. This helps for easier projection. It's just kind of a shortcut. The probability that there is a boom is 60%. The probability of a recession is 40. We have two cash flows given the different scenarios. We have a debt repayment of $75 million. The market value is $58 million right now. What's the payoff to bondholders? What's the promised return on debt and expected return? Okay, so let's just set it up. Boom and recession. The probability of a boom is 60%. The recession is 40%. The EBIT, well, total cash flow, sorry, 126 and 51. Let's just call this cash flow. 126 and 51. The debt payment here is 75. The problem is we can't make a payment of 75 in a recession. So the most that we could pay to the bondholders would be 51. So that's the answer to the first one. The bondholders receive 51 million in the event of a recession. The next question is, what is the promised return on the company's debt and what is the expected return? It's trading at 58 million right now. So the market value is 58 million. And the promised return is 75. Now there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. I'm going to do the easiest one in my mind, which is 75 divided by 58 minus 1. And that is a percent, so let's put it in percent terms. Now, to do the second part of the question, so the answer here is 29%. So what I'm saying is that if I buy this debt for 58 million, I am promised 75 million because that's in the contract. But if a recession hits, I only get 51. So I promised you 75, which means a return of 29%. But the real rate, the expected return, is going to be the sum product of this and that. And the intuition here is that we have a 60% chance of 75 million and a 40% chance of 51 million. And so therefore the return here is going to be so 29% was promised, but the expected is only 12%. And you see that in the solution here. The intuition is just that what's on the contract is never the real return because, well, not in the contract, what's baked into what they tell you the promised return will be is never the real one because there's always a chance that there's a down turn. And so the real expected return is going to be 12.5%. And the trick here was knowing that, in the recession state, that the debt payment would be 51. And just so you see this, the equity payment, so we've paid our debt. Let's pretend there's no taxes. The equity people get cash flow minus debt. So they get 51 here. Cash flow minus debt leaves them 0. Yeah, that's all I want you to get from this question.